I don't know. And I understand why that's up there high on the searches because it happens to me
I
all
probably
the
have
time.
searched that.
It happens.
So let me just eat this thing that has mold on it because I want to survive and I want food. But it's probably because they're in a dire situation. So maybe they want to know, like, hey, is something really bad gonna happen to me, or can I, like, I'll be okay?
I didn't know what it was, but I was like, and it was terrible. But yeah,
Welcome or good evening.
Welcome. People can watch it in the morning.
True. They're gonna be in the comments like, it's not even evening. All right. Welcome everybody to episode 2 of Angle of Elevation podcast. I have 2 guests with me today. I'm just gonna let them introduce themselves.
I am Nadia. I'm really excited to be here. I have known JC since I was like 11-ish, kind of, maybe. So I've known him for a minute.
A long minute.
Yeah.
You know, to black people, a minute is anything.
A minute is any unit of measurement, right. Literally.
Thomas Jefferson, born a minute ago.
Born a minute ago.
But yeah.
But no, it has been over a decade. So we're really cool. And I'm really excited about this podcast. I'm excited to be here. I work for a physician practice, and I'm a CRM there, which is customer relationship management. No, I was going to break it down for you.
I hope she doesn't assume that I know what that stands for.
Customer relationship management. So I basically just interact with people because I'm awesome, and that's me.
Okay.
Cool. I'm Rebecca Torres. I am married to Nadia. So I know JC by proxy to my marriage with Nadia. I am in logistics. I'm a continuous improvement analyst. Yeah, it's pretty much business.
Sounds fancy.
Yep, moving products around the country, internationally to other countries. So I've done that for about 5 years now. And now I kind of do a lot of the training for operations within that industry for my company.
Okay. Y'all remember the episode with Squilliam Fancy Son?
No.
On SpongeBob? You remember?
No.
He was like...
Squilliam?
Yeah, you remember he was like the bougie, like, more achieved version.
Squidward?
Yeah, of Squidward. Becca sounds like,
So I'm Squidward and you're Squidward.
No, I wasn't saying that you were Squidward. That's not what I was going.
I'll take it.
All right, so y'all ready to get into the first segment?
Yes, yeah. I'm ready.
Okay, so this first segment actually does not have a name. Maybe we'll come up with one while we're playing. But I'm going to just explain the rules. So what you're going to do is we're going to all go to google.com. And there's a series of phrases and questions that we're going to start to type in and respond to the suggestions that Google gives us.
Okay.
All right. So it can either be a question that we're going to answer, or it can be a statement that we'll respond to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a list of phrases to type in. All right, so the first phrase is, what happens if? What happens if?
This one says, what if you don't sleep? If I don't sleep, I get really cranky. And eventually I die. You have to have sleep.
Yeah, your brain needs it. And it's so annoying, too. Like, when I be up trying to, like, edit or do something, I'm like, bro, I got to go to sleep. Like, I be mad if I don't. There's so much stuff I would rather do to sleep.
Accomplish.
Yes, bro. Like, because you're literally just laying there.
No, I feel you. There's this thing, and I know this is like tangenting, and I'm sorry, but
no,
I read it. Yeah, so I read about it today, and there's a word, and it's actually a Chinese word, but it means you punishing yourself by not giving yourself sleep because you don't have enough control during your working day, and you want more time to be able to do what you want to do. And it's one word. We don't have an English word for it, I don't think. But isn't that crazy? Like,
that
people do that. I mean, I know I do that, but I also, like, will go to sleep in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, there's some days when I get home from work and I'm just like, I'll catch you in a few hours.
Exactly.
All right, I want to do one. It says, what happens if you don't eat? If you don't eat, I think we can go, 3 days without food?
Oh, no, you can go a long time without food.
Oh, and it's water that you can't go a long time.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on.
What?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know your body just breaks down, like, all of the fat and uses that as food, right? Doesn't it do something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Which is why people, like...
Fat storing.
Yeah.
Or like I think fasting too. Like whenever you
Mhm.
fast, like you're not consuming anything, so it's feeding off of your own energy of your body. Like it's eating
Mhm.
off your fat. That's
Yeah.
kind of like what I read. So
Yeah. It's annoying having to eat sometimes. Like back in college when you know what I'm saying, that bank account getting low, I'm like, dang.
Yo,
There's so much stuff I would rather buy than food.
I've made $5 stretch
Oh yeah.
to like days.
Free samples, ramen,
What? Walking in the mall,
bread.
just back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
mine is what happens if you eat mold.
I was gonna do that when I saw that one.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like how many people have searched that?
I don't
They
know.
ate mold. I guess because like it goes back to like you get so hungry like you make
Mhm.
$5 stretch like people like they'll probably have food and like there's mold on the bread and you're like, you know what, how is this gonna affect me? I really want
Mhm.
to eat something,
Oh, interesting.
so let me just eat this thing that has mold on it because I want to survive and I want food. But it's probably because they're in a dire situation, so maybe they want to know like, hey, is something really bad gonna happen to me or can I like I'll be okay?
All right. Another phrase that I wanted to try is,
Oh no.
why does my? This could get dangerous.
Why does mine? Aren't we PG
Why
here?
does my?
This is PG, correct?
Yeah, we can go PG.
Okay.
Maybe PG-13 for the
PG-13
podcast.
for the podcast? Okay.
Maybe. Why does my stomach hurt? Shout out to like nurses and people who deal with like students who have like the most general vague problems. Like, you know, because like when a kid would ask to go to the nurse, I'd be like, why? And they'd be like, my stomach hurts. I'm like, that could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you just could have the bubble guts. Like you could have a growth. Like, you know what I'm saying?
A
Like,
serious
so
condition.
yeah, that's a hard question to answer.
Okay, this it says, why does my eye twitch?
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know, and I understand why that's up there high on the searches because it happens to me
I
all
probably
the
have
time.
searched that.
It happens.
Mhm.
Like sometimes when I have a lot of caffeine and I feel like I'm malfunctioning, you know? Like sometimes it's when I'm sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes there's absolutely no reason. Like if I have to sneeze, instead of a sneeze, my eye will twitch. Like I don't know, but I get why it's up there.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with like muscles, right? You ever had like your elbow
Eye
or arm
twitches and
twitch?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your elbow.
Is it y'all or like whenever it twitches, you see it by yourself, and then when you show somebody, it stops twitching?
Right?
Does that happen?
No, yes, it has. But this one's like, why does my phone keep freezing? Probably because you're downloading too much crap.
Or you haven't updated it, and Apple is like,
Yeah,
They
true.
make you get with it.
They do. They're like catch up or be left behind.
Right.
In my job to do a little tirade. In my job to do training and stuff to not incentivize, but to like get people to do their training, we'll freeze like their profiles, not their profiles, but the system that they use to do their job, their daily job, will like lock them out, so they're forced to take their training because they can't work. Like you can't do anything else. So just go take your training, and then we'll activate it back up. So kind of what Apple does to us. It's like, you want to be a part of this?
it's a little manipulative.
Upgrade.
Right.
I like it though.
Right.
I like
That's
it.
what's up. All right, so the last one that we're gonna do is, what is it called when you like pain?
Interesting.
I don't know what it's called, but actually, there's like a lot of people who like a lot of different types of pain, like because in the midst of the spicy food challenge, I was researching like about Scoville units and whatnot, and they were just saying some people, they breed peppers and they just like, the sensation of like,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so some people like that, I guess.
But you don't know what it's called?
I don't know.
Masochism.
I have no idea.
Masochism.
Yeah.
Oh,
masochism when you like pain. Well, like
Yeah.
different types of pain. When you're masochist, is just pain in general. But you said specific ones are probably just masochism.
Yeah. I don't like pain, but, pain is discomfort. And for me, like, I guess as it pertains to math, I particularly enjoy, like, trying to figure out hard problems. So it's not the same as pain, but it's kind of like...
A challenge.
Yeah. So,
Gotcha. I mean, it can be painful to not be able to figure out a math problem. I've cried.
yeah.
I have. Like, I remember, like, I was just so frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually one of the first times that I ever felt that way from, like, a class. And it was in college. Man, it was in college, and it was Senna. It was one of my really, really good friends, Senna. And I started crying in the library, and he was like, is this the first time you haven't gotten something? And I couldn't tell if it was a compliment or a slight.
Yeah.
You haven't been trying, or are you a genius? I didn't know what it was, but I was like, and it was terrible. But yeah, okay. Interesting. what is it called when you have multiple personalities?
Psychopath?
I think it is,
Or
because I was
personality
gonna say bipolar, but bipolar is not multiple personalities.
It's
That's just
moods.
you flip back and forth. So yeah, I would say I think psychopath actually. Or what is it? The dude in
You're talking
the
about
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
Who?
Split.
What is that called? Sociopath.
Oh.
I think.
But is it a personality disorder? What's the difference between all three?
I think that personality disorder falls under the umbrella of sociopath.
Okay.
Or the reverse of that, I'm sorry. Personality disorder can like be a psychopath or a sociopath, but one of the two means, I don't know, but it's something like that. And yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay, yeah, we in there. I'm gonna go with that, Steve.
For $300.
So mine is, what is it called when you only eat fish?
Pescatarian.
Yeah,
Oh,
pescatarian.
okay, look. So when I was thinking about this game, I was kind of testing it out, and I typed that in, and I felt so proud of myself because the question was, what is it called when you only eat chicken? And I didn't know, but I did know. See, watch how I put two and two together. Look at this. So I knew that pescado meant fish.
Oh, yes.
So if a pescatarian means you eat fish, I was like, a poyotarian? And at first I was laughing because I was like, that would have been funny, but sure enough, that's what it's called. Yeah.
That's dope.
So yeah,
Look
I
at
felt
that.
like I should have been on Jeopardy at that moment.
Seriously.
Yeah, but I think that was a good game.
Yeah,
It was a good little like trivial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real world trivia.
And what do people be searching?
Yeah, I know for me, whenever I type something that other people have searched, I feel so relieved. Like, okay, I'm not the only one.
I'm not alone out here in this universe thinking these thoughts.
Right.